Come to think of it, next weekend will be 1 year since Dad passed away, eh? 15 relatives will be visiting us that day, so be sure to entertain them well.
Food for that many people?
What in the world? There's nothing!
Trouble busters!
Ugh, so bright. Dear Melanie, could you please take a look at our clock? It seems to be broken. What? The clock? Oh no, it's 6 o'clock already? I'm terribly sorry. Oh no, it wasn't broken after all. You always wake up at 3 o'clock and you still seemed to be sleeping so comfortably that I thought the clock had definitely broken. I completely overslept. I'll just quickly get ready. I must hurry. Come to think of it, Seth wasn't in bed.
I'm home!
What? Back in the morning?
I'll eat something before heading back out, Mom.
Welcome back, Seth. I overslept this morning and, well, there isn't any breakfast.
What? Are you serious?
I'm sorry. Well, it can't be helped, dear. It's not strange for a young lady who grew up in the city to be so sloppy like that. Ahem?
Mom, you're too soft on her. I'm freaking giving her free food, so in return, she needs to do her job properly.
No, the food is not free. There's even some money at home.
No, that's my salary. In other words, the money I put into the family. Don't get it wrong.
But, oh dear, normally this is the time when we would have already finished eating breakfast. I shall whip something up quickly. I'm Melanie, and my father-in-law, Mr. Williams, passed away a year ago. My husband Seth and I started living together with Mrs. Williams' house. My mother-in-law is honestly quite useless when it comes to housework, so now I am in charge of the house in place of dear Mr. Williams, who worked hard to prepare meals while working as a company president. But to be honest, no matter how hard I tried, I was constantly being criticized day in and day out. No, Melanie. I was the one who ended up getting married to Seth despite my parents' adamant rejection of the idea. I can't afford to worry them. You shouldn't be depressed over something like this.
No bread?
I forgot to buy some.
Pull it together, Melanie. I'm going now.
But what about breakfast?
I'll get something at a convenience store.
Convenience store food even in the morning? I'm going out today too, so I'm also all right with breakfast. Is that so? Oh dear, is there dust in here? I'll have it cleaned immediately, Mrs. Williams. I knew it. Mrs. Williams, you already slept in so long this morning. Are you still going to sleep? Kids these days going to sleep a lot without even finishing the housework. I'm sorry, Mrs. Williams. I have a fever of 38 degrees, so I thought I ought to get some rest. Oh my, in my day, dear Melanie, I had to put up with a mediocre fever like that. Huh? I think having a fever is a matter of dedication to your work, you see. I will go shopping immediately, Mrs. Williams. I'm going out now. Thanks for taking care of everything. Yes, ma'am. You know, you don't have to wear a mask and show off that you're not feeling well, right? But that's not... Oh, Melanie dear, wash the dishes with normal water, not hot water, okay?
Come to think of it, next weekend will be 1 year since Dad passed away, eh?
Indeed it is, Seth. Time flies.
15 relatives will be visiting us that day, so be sure to entertain them well.
15 people?
I mean, duh. It's the first anniversary for crying out loud.
I didn't ask.
I told you what you need to know.
That can't mean that I have to do it all by myself, can it? It would be impossible for one person like me to cook for such a large number of people.
If you have something to say, don't be silent and just say it.
Will your cousins be coming too, Mrs. Williams? Of course they're coming, but don't expect her to help you. What? After all, you are the wife of this family. I have to show you that you're a very capable wife, a real keeper. Food for that many people? Look, you don't even do any real work, and you're just lying around at home anyway, so you're probably bored, eh? They say it's the same whether you're making food for 3 people or 4 people. But it's completely different when it comes to serving 15 people. No, officially it's for 19 people, including Grandma Williams. That will be all right. Grandma Elaine's leg hurts and she can't come over here from where she lives. Let's bring her some dinner as usual. But still, you'll be fine, Melanie dear. Oh, this is my home. Absolutely forbid anyone from coming into the kitchen, okay? No way. I already wake up at 3 a.m. every morning to do housework and chores, but I can't bear to push myself to do anything harsher. This is just too much. I hear Mrs. Williams is on the phone with someone. That useless bitch doesn't do anything right, and it's so embarrassing to bring her in front of people. No, 15 people is totally fine. That witch, forget about her. I'll take care of everything. Yes, that's true. She always has such a hard time with the housework. It's such a struggle for me, too. But I'm the one to do it all. From now on, there will be gatherings for the Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead, the New Year, and other events. And I will have to feel this way every damn time?
What are you doing?
Seth, honey, I am not confident that I'll be able to handle the first anniversary of Mr. Williams' passing and all the upcoming events by myself.
What the frick so suddenly? It can't be helped. It's normal for the wife to do it all.
So you won't be taking my side either, Seth?
I don't get it, Melanie. I'm going to go get a drink.
Huh? I didn't get married to be a housekeeper in this house. Of course, I'm so worried because I can't go back to my parents now. Plus, I haven't worked for a while, but I'm still only 30 years old. Is it really worth it for me to continue living another 30 years of my life as I stand strong and take the psychological damage inflicted by Seth and his devious mother? No! I understood once I stopped to think rationally. It's no good if it stays like this. Unforgivable. Troublebusters initiate. All right then, time to wake up. Wow, this is a strangely pleasant morning. Good morning, Mrs. Williams. Is it really okay to take it so slowly since everyone is coming today? You truly are a laid-back, go-with-the-flow kind of person, aren't you, dear? I'm sorry. Please prepare a lot of hors d'oeuvres and some drinks. Don't forget the homemade burritos, too. Are you about to embark on a mission somewhere, Mrs. Williams? I'll be going to the hair salon, then run a few other errands, wait for Seth to finish work, and then go to the station to pick them all up. Is that so? Be sure to have it all ready by the time we return. I'll make arrangements for the flowers. Yes, I'll leave it all to you.
Melanie, you better do everything right, eh?
When will you be coming back?
I think we'll be back around 5 o'clock in the evening.
Understood. Don't mind if I do. My, it's tidied up nicely.
What in the world? There's nothing!
Are you going to prepare everything now? Would you like some help? No, this is not what it seems. Call Melanie, Seth.
Oh, sure, Mom.
Oh, please have a seat. There's nothing in the fridge. What the heck?
Melanie's luggage is missing.
What the devil?
And take a look at this.
I did not get married to be a housekeeper. This environment, where I can't even rest if I have a bad fever, has almost made me break under the stress. I've already filled out my sections for the divorce documents. Please fill in yours, Seth, and submit them. What does this mean? Mind if you explain this? Has your wife run away or something? It must have been very difficult for her here. She ran away on such an important day, after all. No, it hasn't. That woman is so selfish that she always does things like this on purpose to embarrass us. On purpose? Yes, that's right. I'm sure she brought all the food I made with her as well.
And I told her this morning. In any case, she was allowed to live in this house for free. They had food to eat and a place to sleep, so what's not to like about it?
For real? We've been taking such good care of her since your father passed away. Enough of that. Let's all work together and make something. But there's nothing in the fridge. Shall we have something delivered?
I'm terribly sorry. Melanie, what have you done? Explain all this right now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm terribly sorry about today. This is something you can't fix with a stupid apology. Today is the first anniversary of my husband's death, and yet... Yes, indeed. I feel so very sorry for what I did to Mr. Williams. Enough, just get the food on the table quickly, eh? Everyone is so hungry that they feel like they're about to collapse. What? But There is no cooking. What?
Why the frick? I told you so many times.
Oh, I know you did, but not once did I ever say that I understood.
What a stupid lie. Enough embarrassing yourself.
I told Mrs. Williams this morning that I would make the arrangements for the flowers. That was all. That was all? I mean, come to think of it, Mrs. Williams, that's what you said on the phone the other day, isn't it? What? That witch. Forget about her. I'll take care of everything. I believe that's what you said. Yes, that was when she was on the phone with me. I do remember Teresa saying that. And that shouldn't mean that you actually won't do anything. Yes, that's right. That's so right. That is right, Mrs. Williams. Since you can't do any housework, I have to do it for you anyway.
Why do you say it that way? Even Mom does some housework properly.
Is that actually true? Well, I apologize for that, Mrs. Williams. I shall help you. What shall I do? You didn't help out or go shopping or anything. The refrigerator is empty, for crying out loud. Oh, of course. You told Miss Laura that you would take care of everything. That's right. Hey, Teresa, what the hell is going on here? I don't understand anything. Well, you see... Allow me. After Mr. Williams passed away and I started living here, an obligation to wake up at 3 a.m. every morning was forced upon me. 3 a.m.? It would still be pitch black outside. We never told you to do that. We just assumed you were awake at that time, so... Oh, is that so? And yet when I was sick and couldn't wake up at the designated time, you knew I had overslept. And you woke me up by complaining that the clocks in the house were broken. I didn't do that. I didn't do that. No, sir. I couldn't hold my ground against you or Seth, and I had a really tough 365 days, I'm afraid. Isn't that a bit over the top, Teresa? No, this is all a lie from this damn woman. Don't believe her. I don't care if anyone believes me or not. I'm about to leave this house anyway.
And I'm telling you that I don't understand why. Why do you frickin' think you have the right to decide whether you want to leave?
Why do you think I have the right? Well, let's see. I had no right to do anything freely in this house, truthfully.
That's not what I'm saying. You're perfectly happy just lazing around and eating free food, living the leisurely life.
Free food? Don't you understand yet that I feel harassed by that?
What? Oh,
Do you really think that I'm lazy at home all day doing nothing whatsoever?
Actually, that's so true. Right, Mom?
Huh? Oh, yes. Wake up at 3 a.m., clean the house, make breakfast, see you off.
And voila! At that point, the housework is finished, isn't it?
I was told to clean up after breakfast, clean the kitchen, vacuum, wipe the floor. I was even told to pick up fallen leaves every day during autumn. Every last one. But no matter what I did, they kept falling, making the chore impossible. I was told to shovel snow in the winter, clean the back garden in the spring, and work in the garden almost all summer. In addition, if I didn't do what Mrs. Williams asked me to do every day, I was severely criticized.
Don't exaggerate.
This is no exaggeration, Mr. Williams. In any case, since you were utterly and completely on your mother's side, Seth, so I don't expect you to understand my side of the story. Is this story true, Teresa? Well, no way. You've got to stop this nonsense. What's the fun in doing this? There is no conceivable way any of this can be fun, can it? There must have been some sort of misunderstanding. I'm sure there was. I'm very sorry, Melanie dear. It was my fault. A misunderstanding. It wasn't anywhere close to that, Mrs. Williams. In the event I leave, you'll have to do all the housework. I know you'll panic in no time, but I can't stay in this house anymore. What? And we were what, Mrs. Williams?
You just shut the frick up now. What are you going to do now? You're just a housewife and have no money.
I would rather be homeless than stay in this house. Going homeless? But you need not worry about that, ladies and gentlemen. While the amount of savings from when I was single is only humble, I will live in a monthly apartment for a while as I look for a job.
Enough! This isn't frickin' something that you can simply decide without any consultation. What are we a couple for?
And yet you never listened to anything I said, as my husband.
This and that are completely different.
Enough with the arguing. Mrs. Williams?
Grandma Elaine? How are you here? I thought your legs hurt and you couldn't walk.
I suppose both y'all bastards always thought so, eh? It's less than a minute's walk away, and no one ever shows their face at my house. But darling Melanie here, she kindly became my talk buddy every time she brought me my meals. She didn't just bring me food, she cared about me more than you ever did. I've been having so much fun every day ever since she started her visits. And when it came to you people,
Mrs. Williams, trouble would be upon us if you made everyone misunderstand.
What did you say?
I was the one who told her to check on you frequently because I was worried about you. And besides, even if you heard something from Melanie, it doesn't necessarily mean it's the truth, does it? Right, Seth?
Huh? Oh, that's right. Grandma, we've been together for so long. Please believe in what we say.
What nonsense. Huh? It's not like I heard anything from dear Melanie, you know.
Then why say something as such?
I found it very strange that the lights were turned on at 3 o'clock in the morning every day. And when I looked more closely, I noticed that Melanie was cleaning the entrance and washing the windows early in the morning.
But that's just because she does it.
She just does it? Even when she has a fever or when there's a snowstorm outside, she just wakes up early and cleans on days without ever taking a break? My old frail ass says absolutely not.
Granny Elaine.
I told her she really needn't try so hard. What do you think she said then,
What did she?
I'm the wife of the family, so if I don't do what I'm told, I'll lose the meaning of my existence.
I didn't say that.
And enough with looking down on me, too, Teresa. You can tell which one is telling the truth by their daily actions. Melanie, dear, I'm sorry about everything. I couldn't do anything to help.
Oh, Granny Elaine, please don't. As for myself, the only time I could relax and enjoy life was when I was talking with you.
I can't believe she was having such a hard time. I thought that if she kept going like this, she would eventually collapse, sick or worse. I had to call her parents.
What?
I don't want to waste Melanie's hard work, so I won't say anything to her, but tell her she can come home any time. That's what your mother said, dear. If you're going to leave, you ought to go back to your parents instead of renting a monthly apartment. Parents will always find their children cute.
Oh, Granny Elaine, thank you.
But no matter what Grandma says, Melanie and I are still married. I would never allow her to leave without permission.
That's right. Let's get along well from now on, okay? Mrs. Williams, it's all right. It's all right? What is, dear? Even if I leave, Seth here will take care of the house.
There's no way in hell I would.
All I know is that he's having some affair with a female colleague at his workplace.
What?
Whoa, cheating? Enough bullshit. Why would Seth do something like that? It's all right if you don't believe me. I will take appropriate measures based on the law. Appropriate measures, meaning... I'll leave this here as well. What the devil?
Yep, this is guilty all over.
I can't believe you would cheat despite your own wife feeling so miserable at home.
No, this is not what... don't look!
There's still plenty more photographs where that came from. An email. So there's no point tearing them up.
Going behind my back!
I wanted to find an acceptable reason for divorce, so I secretly hired a friend of mine, an investigator. There were many days when you returned home unnaturally late, after all. I suspected something. I was really surprised multiple times when you didn't come back until morning. He was busy, so he couldn't help it. That's what I thought too, but just to be sure, why not do a background check, suggested my friend. Holy shit, the evidence. Overwhelming evidence. Moreover, your affair partner, Mrs. Jane Halliday, is married. What? As if that weren't enough, you had not just one woman, not two, but 3, all from different departments in your workplace. For a busy man, you sure seem free for the ladies, Mr. Williams. How to use your time. You're good at it, aren't you? I just sent the proof of contents to the other women's houses, so you'd better be prepared, buddy.
Proof of contents? But if you...
It will probably become a huge problem and will be brought to a board meeting. You mean
He will be the president no longer?
Do you really think there are people who would admire a president who cheats on his wife with his employees? There was the case of Granny Elaine, too, and I really didn't want to do something like this, but...
Oh, I'll be fine, dear. I have my late husband's legacy, and I was thinking that it would be nice to live elegantly in a high-end nursing home. I don't want people like this to inherit the estate anyhow. Oh, no. Please reconsider, Mrs. Williams.
Melanie, you don't need to do anything like that, you know?
You are the ones who left me no other damn choice.
Ugh.
If Seth had at least listened to me and had a word with his mother, this might not have happened.
Ugh.
These are the appropriate measures I will take against you.
God damn it!
And that's how I got a divorce and walked away with alimony and half his estate. As expected, Seth was later removed from the throne of president. He could have stayed working there at the company, but perhaps he felt too uncomfortable because he left weeks later. As for Mrs. Williams, she's always been a housewife, so her source of income is zilch. She did sell her large house, but since it was quite old, she was only able to make a small amount of money. And now she lives in a dilapidated apartment with a toilet in the bathroom with her son. Hello, Granny Elaine. This is Melanie.
How are you doing, dear?
Awesome.
How are your father and mother,
I went back home once, but I found a company with a dormitory and I got a job to work there.
Is that so? Oh, I'm also having fun living to the fullest, my dear. Melanie, dear, promise me you'll be happy?
Of course, Granny. Thank you so much. I was obviously nervous about going to work, but I'm now blessed with close friends and I'm enjoying my life for real. Boy, I am so glad I made that decision. Troublebusters!